Yo, what's going on, guys? The Kitty G on EGTV, and I'm back again with another video. Arsenal smashed Bournemouth 3-0. And you know what, guys? It was an emphatic, dominating performance. At times, we had Bournemouth so bad that they couldn't even get out of their half. They couldn't string any passes together. They had less than 30% possession in certain parts of the game. We just dominated them, strangled them, and it was like a Man City type performance. We were so dominant away from home that this was probably the first time in a long time where you could say, you know what, from beginning to end, we controlled the game. We did not have any moments where I was like, you know what, I was worried at all. You could see that the away fans were cheering on the players and they were really getting into it, really getting excited, really getting all over the place. And I was absolutely loving it, right? And then you had the situation with the opening goals. We scored our first two goals and killed the game off in 11 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. In 11 minutes, we scored the opening goal from Ødegaard, and then the second goal from Ødegaard. And Ødegaard was a guy who people were saying was having poor games and he might need to get dropped soon. This guy came and bounced back and showed people who he is, scoring two goals. I know there was a little bit of luck with one of them, with the ball getting deflected right to him, but he did put it away as he needed to. And the captain showing that he is the captain as he is. Gabriel Jesus. Guys, we have ourselves an absolute star in the making in Gabriel Jesus. If he's not already a star, he's in everybody's fantasy team. Everybody knows he's going to deliver week in, week out. Everyone knows, even when he doesn't get a goal and doesn't get an assist like today, he impacts the game so much. He had a goal ruled offside, and it was very close, but it was ruled offside, rightly so. Also, you had the situation with William Saliba. Guys, William Saliba is going to be an absolute star. He's going to go to the top. He's going to be the one of the best French center backs for the next coming years. We just need to tie him down to that contract and make sure we don't lose him. Because William Saliba, woo! I am so like shocked in how good he is. Like, how is William Saliba at our club? How is William Saliba at our club? Yes. How is William Saliba at our club? How is he even? I'm just like, wow. I'm blown away with how good he is. Like, the man scored a banger, absolute banger, top bins. Yeah, even if you seen, Zinchenko was even shocked by how clean that goal strike was. Now, with the fans, the team, everyone going in the right direction, I felt like Gabriel Jesus was the man of the match. I felt like Gabriel Jesus was the guy who showed us what was up this game. But the rest of the team definitely did put in a performance. I think the standout performers were Gabriel Jesus, Saliba, and Ødegaard. There was other honorable mentions like Zinchenko, who was really good, Gabriel Martinelli, who was really good. But I felt like those guys were the main guys, right? But let me know what you guys thought in the comment section. I'm going to get through some of your comments. I'm also going to be bringing on Colleen and Sam and Score Guy and a bunch of other people in the video as we go along. But let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section right now. And then I am going to just let these guys know that we're live now so they can jump in because I don't see anyone backstage. But yeah, let's get the show started. Where are we at, people, in the comment section? Let's see. People saying Gabriel Jesus is sick. Good game by Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, people, I'm live on YouTube on EGTV. So if you want to see the full panel, jump over here. Colleen has already joined us. Shout out, Colleen. Colleen, how you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I feel like that game really made me, really got me excited. Saracen is asking for the link. I'm gonna send it to you on Twitter, my guy. Um, but yeah, tell me how you feel. Tell me how what your impression of the game was, because I didn't really get to speak to you too much on the terrace. Obviously, we're more or less just reacting to everything.
I mean, again, I was a bit skeptical around the Bournemouth game coming into it because I was in two minds. I thought Scott Parker's probably going to change how he was setting up because obviously he has that difficult run of City, Arsenal, Liverpool, but he's never been one to like to play a low block. And I was just getting shades of the old Arsenal before the game had started. I was getting like the old kind of Selhurst vibes, and then it was a breath of fresh air. 2-0 within in 10 minutes. Can't complain around that. And I think we kept up pretty much a lot of the intensity. I think it did dip off a little bit in the second half, but I mean, I could talk on every single player and every single moment for 10, 15 minutes ago. There's so much to like. And as I was saying on the terrace, that you can only beat who's in front of you. And I'm not going to not be happy because we've won 3 in a row. It's not happened since the Invincible season, since we won 3 in a row at the beginning of the season. So it's showing progress. Obviously, the job's not done, the season's not done, but what's not to like so far?
Yeah, Saracen, check your Twitter for the link. But do you guys echo my thoughts in that we are playing the best football? Not obviously we're not the best team, but we're playing the best football right now. Like exciting. You want to watch us? We're scoring goals. We're defending well. Just everything about it.
Yes. I think City, parts of the game of West Ham, they were just in control mode. They were just passing the ball about for the past couple minutes. For us, a minute ago, the Crystal Palace game, that type of game where we had to stick it through. Trust me, Crystal Palace is like top 4, top 5 hardest away games in the league. We come through there with a 2-goal league, get 3 points. Leicester would win the best tax in the league, back-to-back 8th place finishes, 8th and 5th the season before that. They have 4 £80 million players in Madison and Fofana in there. And guess what? We put 4 past them, and then beating them convincingly. You should have been like 6-1 against Leicester last week, and today Bournemouth 3-0 consecutive victory. The only criticism I have about our last 2 games is it should have been 6-1 last week, and it should have been like 5-0 today. That's the only criticism I have today. But apart from that, everything's been good, spot on.
Nice. What about you, Gunnar Souls? What are you saying? Everyone's all smiles today, guys.
Now, do you know what? Before I say what I want to say, I am happy. But what I'm about to say is just more constructive than anything. I still feel like we're lacking a killer instinct. I feel like even today we kind of dropped off after a certain point. And teams like Man City, teams like Liverpool don't do that. Liverpool this season is a question mark, but City don't do it. And if we want to be, this is why I'm saying it's too early to get this sort of title challenge, because that's the one thing we're missing. We need to just kill teams, humiliate teams like Bournemouth. And we could have humiliated Leicester. The only game where I'm like, okay, 2-0 was good was Crystal Palace. I felt that was played perfectly because you don't want to overcommit. But Leicester were there for the taking. We could have got 6, 7, 8. And sometimes those opportunities can cost you games. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. We scored 4. But we need more. Like today, for example, Martinelli, it felt like in the last sort of 20, 30 minutes, he was desperate for a goal, if that makes sense. He was through on goal. He could have made a pass, but instead he was just shooting from angles he shouldn't really be shooting at. But look, it's a very young squad, and it's good to see that we're basically battering teams, but we're still able to pick out things they can improve on. Because if we're having perfect performances, that's when I'm concerned. That's when I'm a bit more like, okay, do you know what? If this is the best we're going to get, we're in for a long season. So it's good.
As well. And the only negative I can say about today is that we don't get to see Arsenal play for another week.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, but let me ask you this. Perfect performances. Guys, don't you want perfect performances? Like I thought today was pretty near perfect. Obviously there's things you can improve on always. But like I feel like at this point, we're just looking for whatever we can talk about. I think Man City, they win games. They're like, there's nothing to talk about. They get bored. I want to be bored. I want to be to the point where we're winning games so comfortably that people are saying we're boring.
Yeah.
That
should be the goal. That should be the dream, bro. Because these Real fans right now, you saw in the comments earlier, they're rattled, bro. Like Alex. I don't know why, but he's more rattled about Arsenal than celebrating a Tottenham win, bro. He's scared. Because he's a scared little man, but even today he's even more scared. So
forget about Alex, guys. Forget about Alex. Just before we go to Saracen, Colin, you agree also, right? You don't care about if we're having perfect games or not. I feel like this is whatever, right? As long as we win.
Listen, again, I don't think there's ever such thing as a perfect game. I don't think you get them often, but I agree that if it was to be as perfect as we could get, then I'd be concerned. But we're playing so well and there's still room for improvement. I don't know if any of you's caught a bit of Arteta's presser, but he said the same thing. He said, listen, yes, we played 3 really good games, but there's still many other areas that we still need to improve on and work hard on. And it starts again on Monday for Fulham. So can't argue with that.
There you go. People in the chat, let me know how you're feeling. Saracen, go ahead. Take it away.
Yes, bro. Hello, panel. Hello, everyone in the chat. I'm absolutely happy, bro. I get excited anyway, yeah. but I am actually one of them fans that actually think that we could potentially challenge for the league. And I know people are saying, "Oh, it's premature. This, that. It's only 3 games, bro." But something happened last year, and that we saw it in the Amazon documentary. We got a togetherness. We had the core. We were extremely unlucky not to make top 4. Yeah, we only missed out by a point or 2. Now we've got 3 elite players. Provided we can keep Jesus fit, bro, we're going to be right up there at the end of the season. If you look at our fixtures, they're nice as well. Like, I reckon up until October, we can win every single game. And then if we can get a few results, like at home, remember, we're lucky we're at home against City and I think Liverpool. If we get them results as well, bro, it's that and April. And I think we're right up there, bro. And I genuinely believe that I think we've got a team that's very special. I said we got the best young team last year. And I think now, I don't think Liverpool are as good as they were last year without Mane. I don't think City are as balanced either. I think they've lost out some very big players as well. So, you know, that's why I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited about this season.
There you go. Quickly, guys. I don't know if there's some background noise in the background. Sorry, Sana. Are you watching the fight or something? But yeah,
yeah. It's just
I'll
mute
mute
that.
that for me. I don't want to get copyrighted. But yeah, quickly, guys. Is there who would you want to pick out? Because Zinchenko is going underrated. What he did in this game, he won back the most possession. He's like a pit bull every time. Just it's going to be a problem. Kieran Tierney's not going to get back into this team at this point.
I think it gives us a nice option because when he plays left back, he's playing a different type of left back to what Tierney would play in this Arsenal system. So it gives us a nice little option because you have Zinchenko that almost comes into midfield and has almost the same kind of heat map that Xhaka would be having in his previous kind of roles. So I would say that I think he's progressed well since Crystal Palace. I think I might have been in the minority where I wasn't as convinced, not saying he was bad, but I just wasn't as convinced yet, which is understandable, first game, etc. But he's really progressed well, and I think he was one of the standout performers. And even when he made like a slight mistake, he was always there to recover. And I think it gives Arteta a nice option if he wants to change things up on that left-hand side, depending on how we want to play. So I think it's a good situation. Listen, this is the dream you want to be in. You want to be in a situation where in every single spot, you're struggling to make a decision over who it is. Or it's like, oh, I've got a plan A or plan B for this kind of team with this kind of approach. You can't lose in those kind of situations. That's what I want across the whole pitch. And we're probably at least 2 away from that, at least, maybe 2 or 3.
No, I hear that. Is there anybody else you want to pick out for man of the match performances? Because obviously there's the big one.
Xhaka. I know he's not man of the match, but I was watching the live stream here before, and people are still digging out Xhaka. Xhaka saved us a goal against Crystal Palace on the half time against Crystal Palace, 45 minutes. Yeah, Xhaka scored in the last game, and I was at that Leicester game. He was brilliant. Today he set one up, and he should have set another goal, which I think was a legit goal for Jesus. I don't know what happened to giving the attacker the benefit of the doubt. He's in my fantasy football team. He was my captain as well, so I'm extra pissed off. But Xhaka, brilliant through ball. Do you know what I mean? He played brilliant, man. I rate Xhaka. I think we got the Swiss Xhaka now, the Xhaka that we signed as well. That back in the day, I think Terry was spot on with his analysis, comparing to how Gerrard played defensive and how he plays attacking. Xhaka is a baller. He's a brilliant player, and I'm really and what you mentioned, Gal, as well in the last stream as well. Xhaka doesn't sleep at night if we lose. That's what you call passion, bro. That's what we want in our team. We need warriors like that. So yeah, I thought Xhaka, special mention to him. Although I agree with you, Jesus was probably man of the match for me, and Saliba close second.
Okay. Just before everyone, my man of the match obviously was Gabriel Jesus. Anybody else?
I have William Saliba, bro.
You have William Saliba?
Yep.
Okay. Colleen?
I mean, I wouldn't say this person. I agree with you, Jesus, but I mean, I'm going to give a shout out to Ødegaard purely because I think he has been taking a bit of heat from us. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know about you guys' opinions. I was on his neck a little bit around his lack of goal scoring threat. This is the first time since 2014, I'm pretty sure, since in one game he scored 2 goals, which is insane for someone of his kind of ability. So I know it's only Bournemouth, but I mean, I've got to take back and back, like, props to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay,
on
no
on,
said.
on and on Ødegaard as well. Cody, don't you think he's a high IQ player? What I mean by that, he's got a footballing brain. You know, when we used to have, with all due respect, like people like Mustafi and Kolasinac who just jump in, like, you know, there was no kind of structure. This guy is a thinker, and he's very much a thinker. And Mikel Arteta has brought a group of players that are not only passionate, but they think as well. So I think I'm really excited as an Arsenal fan this season.
Souls, what about you? Who's your guy?
Do you know what? I want to give it to Zinchenko for a few reasons. The man invented a whole new role I've never seen before, which is a free roaming left back. The guy was everywhere. Like, I was like looking and I'm like, oh, it's him again. I was like, what the fuck is him again? I'm like, wow, what's like? And defensively looked sound. And I mean, it's Bournemouth. I mean, you expected to, but like he was everywhere. Like, and you know what? One thing I absolutely loved, you know, I can't remember who the Bournemouth played, but it was 1-on-1 after a corner. It seemed like we had everyone up front. He ran back, but not only did he run back, he tracked the run and just took the ball off him. Normally, what happens in those situations is some idiot, some bozo would just go sliding in and get a red card. Anyone, to be fair, even last season we did this. I'm not going to just say Mustafa. Ben White's done this. Xhaka definitely would have done that. So it's so good to see that moment where I was like, oh shit, someone's going to get a red card because they're chasing a player down, but that didn't happen. And we didn't get a yellow card either. Like, nothing happened. It was just a perfect challenge. And it's good to see the composure levels of this team. And that's the reason why I want to mention it to Zinchenko, because we see it with Saliba. We see it with even Ben White now. You know, there's a less rashness in their game. And yeah, that's why I want to give it to Zinchenko, just because man was everywhere.
Let's just we'll talk about Ben White when we get to player ratings. We're gonna start that now, but before we do that, was Ben White in the contention for man of the match? I don't agree with Ben Alistair.
He just did his job, bro. He did his job.
Nah, he was, man. Nah, this is disrespectful now. Like, it's getting borderline just hateful, because the guy did what we expect him to do, but he was overlapping, which was a thing that people, you know, battered him on. His crossing was actually quite good, like to the point where, like, if positionally we in some of those plays, he put in a lot of threatening balls in. And to be a player that's not naturally a right back, yeah, you've got to put some respect. Like, playing out of position and playing it to that level it deserves some respect. And I think there is a shout. You know, that ball in, for example, overlapped it, played it well, and then got it into Jesus. That could have been an assist on another day, but obviously Ødegaard, just being Ødegaard, just went and slammed this one in. So you've got to put some respect. I think he's up there.
Okay.
And on that as well, on the Ben White thing, I agree with everything that you just said. But I think at the end of the games, last game and this game, he gets a bit tired. Okay. You know, which is, you know, it's a new role. He's galloping forward much more. I do think that. But yeah, I agree with people got an agenda against Ben White. I thought it was really good today.
Okay, let's talk about Ramsdale. Did Ramsdale have anything to do for player ratings? What are we saying? If we do player ratings, I'm just saying give him a routine 7 or 6.
7.
Yeah, because he only had one save.
I was gonna say he did make a good save. And again, I feel like he's another player I've got to give a shout out to, because I've been saying since the end of last season I've been keeping a dossier on him, but he's kept me quiet tonight, and long may that continue, please.
So 7 for him.
I wouldn't give him a 7. No, you remember that dodgy kick that he did, and you know he tried to blame the guy. You know, I think, and he did it in the last game as well. If we're going to concede a goal, it's going to be a Ramsdale error. That's how I can see a goal being conceded. I don't know whether he's trying too hard or whatever. He just wants to get involved, you know. And he didn't need to make a save where the ball was out of play, and he made a save for that. I don't know. Ramsdale's making me a bit nervous.
Okay, we're gonna move on to Ben White. I thought if we're gonna give Ramsdale a 7, we gotta give Ben White a 7.5 or an 8, because he was a lot more involved, and he was even overlapping, giving us a little bit more of an option on that right flank. So I don't know, overlapping center backs, we're looking like Sheffield United, but of course he's playing over. He's a right back in this game. But yeah, what do we think? I'm saying 7.5, just because he did do more than Ramsdale, and if we're putting the benchmark for Ramsdale as average, then he was above average. Do we disagree? Anyone disagree?
Yeah, I give him like a 6.5 somewhere there. 6.
You're giving him less than Ramsdale.
Nah, brother, you got an agenda, man. I'm sorry, man. Let's talk this out. What's your hate? Why are you hating?
Listen. I think
Let's get
All
to
right.
the root problem.
I give him an 8 then. One above Ramsdale. There.
No. You don't have to go too high either. But I'm just saying, like, why 6.5 when everyone's like 7.5? That's all I'm asking.
No, it's just listen. There's just that one moment that signaled it out for me. Like he had a couple. I know he had one good ball that was like we scored from it, but he had the misplaced pass when we were dominating the game. That's all. It's not a lot I can pick out, but still, everyone's perfect. I'm just trying to
Okay,
find.
so then last week, did you give Saliba like a 4 for scoring an own goal?
No,
Because if we're gonna
nine.
start nitpicking, then we got to do it with everyone in it. Like, come on now, stop being hateful.
Put you in your
And
place.
also, Ben White did an unbelievable cross, but Jesus had been fouled just before that, and
Okay,
that should.
so-
And if Jesus was fair, I would definitely give him half 7.
I'm not gonna lie, the ratings for this game is gonna be very high because it was such a dominating
course.
performance. We haven't seen a dominating performance like this in a while. If Ben White is getting a 7.5, Saliba is getting an 8.5 or a 9. What are we saying?
Hmm.
I'd give him
9.
a
9.
What?
9.
9, yeah, I'd give him a 9.
To be
I
fair,
give him a
He
a
scored.
9.
He scored. Saliba scored. You
Oh
got to
yeah,
give him a 9, bro.
that was a bad boy goal though. I can't
Bad
lie.
boy goal. Bad boy goal. That's a 9, bro.
The way
Certified.
that just swerved into the top corner, I was like, who scored this? Because I was like, I didn't know who scored. Yeah,
reaction.
Listen, shall I tell you
That
something?
was
When
everyone.
EGTV history, only one player's gotten a 10. That was Smith Rowe against Tottenham last year, but
Who passed the ball to Saliba, by the way?
Xhaka.
Xhaka.
I didn't think that was Xhaka. For some reason, I thought that was Zinchenko.
It's
I thought
switched
it
Because he
up.
was
It's
fucking
switched up.
everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised.
because Jack is so high up now, he's so advanced that he shocks everyone that he's up there instead of
Do you
being.
know,
Just
like
give
last
all of them
season, do you know
high.
how
Give
everyone
them
used to
high.
get confused with Zinchenko and De Bruyne? I'm starting
Yeah.
to get confused with him and Ødegaard. I'm like, is it Ødegaard or Zinchenko?
Okay, so we're giving Saliba a 9.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
Why
Bro,
not?
the Arsenal fans sang his song like most of that game. To a point it got annoying. I don't know if you guys got 20
People are-
minutes straight. That Saliba song.
People are saying 10 for Saliba. Watching 2 ex-Schooners teaming up for Marseille. Yeah, you got who are the 2 ex-Schooners?
Is it
Tavares and Guendouzi.
Saliba and Tavares,
Oh, Tavares and
Guendouzi and
Guendouzi.
Tavares.
Yeah, shout out Marseille for developing Saliba. Big up.
And Tavares
Yeah,
too.
100.
Tavares is cooking in Marseille, bro.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Marseille.
Tavares.
Moving on to Gabriel Magalhaes. I'm not gonna lie, just give him the same rating as
Ben White.
as Ben White. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Ben White got a 7.5. Gabriel probably gets a 7.5, but he
No, 8. He did that header off. You remember, like he headed it off the line.
I
So you
thought
don't know.
he had a very good defensive performance, honestly.
Yeah, it was brilliant, and he headed it off the line. That's the one time they attacked us. Do you guys remember that bit in the game? Does anyone remember that?
Okay,
You
so
got to
we
give
give
him an 8 for that.
everyone's cool with an 8.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a bit better. Yeah.
But if we're giving him an 8 and we gave Saliba a 9, what are we gonna give Zinchenko?
9
I'm
and a
not-
half.
8.5. 8.5, easy.
9.5, man. He was like you said, goodness souls, man. You're the one that bigged up Zinchenko, man. Like he was everywhere. You're right. Give him a 9.5. Well, actually, then Saliba deserves 9.5 as well. Come on, let's
Yeah,
make
it's-
everything high ratings today. We're all in a good mood.
No,
Let's
bro,
just give
we're
him.
not gonna. Listen, we've had
Come on.
2 finals and
I'm
finals.
gonna give Zinchenko an 8, just because we need to leave wiggle room for other people to have good performances also. I thought Thomas Partey didn't put a foot wrong. I just give him a 7 because he
Higher.
listen to my logic. My logic is you did not do anything wrong. You did everything right, but of course we have to leave the higher ratings for people who actually stand out. He was not a standout performer.
No, he was. No, Thomas Partey. That was one of his best performances.
One second.
Oh, it wasn't.
One second.
Come on.
He was playing against a midfield too, and we had more people in the midfield regardless. He was always going to perform to that. This is what I expect from Thomas Partey. And as harsh as you might think it is, a 7 for Thomas Partey and an 8 for Xhaka, I think is what's deserved today, respective of what actually happened. Xhaka got forward, got an assist, and he was really good in the midfield. Thomas Partey just did his job.
I think I think 7. Did you say, or whatever you said for Partey? I think it's fair because I think he had a decent game, but maybe I'm being harsh on him, but I have a real problem with his in-game consistency. Towards the end, just he had this like little 5-minute, well, not even that, like 3-minute moment where he kept giving the ball away and then conceded the free kick where they almost scored from. And he has that in his game that I'd like to see dwindled out. And of course, I'm kind of nitpicking, but if that was a goal, then we'd be talking about it much more. But I think he was. Listen, everyone was really good. I just don't think he was like top out of everyone.
Yeah, he didn't do anything special for him. Like his it was a standard performance. I was just that's party. But he didn't do that extra step like a ball, like a line breaking pass or just something that stood out. He just did everything.
He did those turns where he took 6 people out at the same time, man. Just one spin, like, and everyone's out the game. He was our midfield.
Bro, you're playing against Philip Billing and somebody else. Only 2 midfielders.
Lemino, whatever his name is.
Listen, this is the bare minimum, though.
Let's not.
No, but he took 3 of them out, though, man. Come on, man.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I expect this from Thomas Partey against Bournemouth's midfield. Let's be honest. Am I wrong, guys?
Yeah, bro. Okay. You expect this from everyone, bro. You should expect to be dominating Bournemouth.
So if I'm giving him a 7, I'm gonna give Xhaka an 8. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Xhaka did just as much as Zinchenko and Gabriel Magalhaes, or maybe even more. So I'm gonna give him an 8. Ødegaard, 2 goals. Did he contribute outside of that? A little bit, but hey, what are we saying? The disallowed goal would have been an assist also. So yeah, we're giving him less than Saliba, 8.5. That's harsh.
Oh, I think it's a bit harsh.
You can get 2 goals and you don't get like
9.
Yeah.
You gotta give him a 9, man.
Let's give him his dues. He's the reason why we were able to set the tempo for that game. Within 10 minutes, 2 goals.
11 minutes.
I scored 2 goals once and he got a 6 on me. So
I mean, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know.
I'll say 9. I'll give him a 9.
I'm down for a 9. I'm down.
Also, he broke the away like narrative that he was building. Like people are performing.
You know what people are saying now? It's just Bournemouth. Oh, it's just Bournemouth.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, to be fair, we need to adopt that mentality. It is only Bournemouth, but you also have to look at the performance and go, you know what? Fair play, you guys did what you did.
Okay. Moving on to the next player. I thought Bukayo Saka was getting slated on the timeline for no reason. I think we expect such high performances from him. This was a below average. This was an average performance from him. Not his best, but at the same time, he was still getting forward, causing some problems. Probably one of the worst performers on the pitch. I'll give him a 6.
I think a lot of the time people, I agree, he's not really hit the heights that we've seen with him, but like I'm trying to give him in particular, and a lot of our forwards a bit of grace, because sometimes it feels like if they don't score or assist in a game, they've had a bad game, which isn't necessarily the case. But again, I would say that he hasn't had as many one-on-ones that we've liked to have seen from that right hand side. But I don't think he was bad. He's just not hit the heights that we've seen. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. How do you?
That's not a bad thing, Cody.
I've seen a different side to Saka's game today. You know, we're asking of them to become fluid and like interchanging positions. There were times where he went into the center to create space for Gabriel Jesus to do some of the runs he was making. So I think we're being a bit critical. This is part of his development. Yeah, he's not hit the heights, but we're asking him to do something slightly different, which is switch positions and switch flanks in games. And that's going to naturally come. But I think people are being a little bit harsh. I think he was 7. There was moments where he was linking up with Ødegaard and opening up that defense a bit more, coming a bit more centrally, allowing Ben White to overlap. Or if Saka needed to overlap, he did that. So I just think there's a different side to his game that we're seeing, and we don't like it because it's not exciting.
Can I just say that about Saka? Like, it's good compared to last season. The pressure's off him now, because the whole last season, the majority of last season, we're looking at Saka to be our difference maker. Now he barely has an impact, and we're still getting the job done. So I think this is good for Saka as well. You know, because people forget he's only 20 years of age, and he's a main role model for one of the biggest football clubs in the world, one of the best players. So obviously, he's good at a lot of pressure taken off him. And trust me, it's like we said, it's early in the season, bro. There's like 34, 33 games more to go. And I'll tell you this, Bukayo Saka was our best big game player last season. He scored in almost every game against the Big Six. So you can't fault him for that.
What you guys just said, 100%. You all said exactly what I was going to say. Is the pressure's off. We've got a different way of playing, and I'm happy for him to get 6.5 and 7 and not be the main guy. Because at the end of the last season, he was burnt out in that Newcastle game against Tottenham, etc. So I think it's so good that we've got different options as well. And yeah, you're spot on. He's so young, and now we can play through different ways. Martinelli's being used more, Jesus as a focal point and stuff. But he will have his time in the thing. But yeah, it wasn't his best game. It wasn't a bad game by any means. He got pulled down by that guy, got a yellow card. He got that yellow card as well. Had he would have been clean through. So yeah, 6.5, 7.
I'm just gonna try to move past this quickly, but big up people saying calling him overrated. That's a little bit of a stretch, my guy Huss. I have not seen Arsenal this organized in over a decade. They're worth watching. Talking about now. Nice to be back, Ega. Big up to you, TBG. Really like that comment. People saying Saka needs to step up. I hear that. That's harsh, but Zeman's yellow appeal. Plenty of pressure down that right with Ben. Yeah, we definitely did. I'm just gonna move on to Martinelli. Martinelli, he was really one of the better players in this game. I'm gonna give him a 7.5 or 8. What do you guys think? 7.5.
Yeah, I think. Listen, he had that shot back. Was it Travis saved and then it was Ødegaard scored a goal? But sometimes he takes a shot when there's a pass open, and sometimes
Did he get an assist? Or no, he crossed the ball to Xhaka, who crossed it to Saliba, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Was that from a set piece, or am I tripping?
It was from a set.
No, flicked on from a set piece to Xhaka, then second phase.
I'm not gonna lie, his set piece taking has been improved a lot. That's why I just wanted to mention it quickly. I think his set piece delivery and like his balls from that what is it, the left side when he's crossing it in using his right foot, he's really good at that.
Yeah, what I'm gonna say is like it kind of goes both ways for a player. Like I like it and I don't like it. It's this wanting a goal, and I feel like today it kind of went in the bad way. He felt desperate near the end, but he was just shooting for the sake of shooting. There was like a few one-on-one moments where Xhaka was across the box and the cross or the pass was on, and he just shot. And I was like, you're at the edge, like you're at a weird angle where shooting probably isn't the best. But again, I'm going to cut him a bit of slack because he's been on point in these 3 games in terms of being a threat, in terms of raising his level when Jesus has come and not shied away from that. And but it's something he needs to learn. It's just to compose himself and naturally just let him play. Like just play your game and the goal will come.
Okay, Colleen, you wanted to add something to it?
No, I agree with themselves.
Okay. Just before we go to Jesus, I'm just gonna ask you guys: was this harsh? What do you guys think?
I mean,
think?
it might.
It's
Gazi stuff, man.
That's a goal. 100%. That's a goal. Do you know who it was? It was that. I'm trying not to swear. It's that idiot Paul Tierney on VAR. I think the one that gave that Ødegaard. You remember? No, was it last season against Man City? He didn't give that goal when that penalty when the guy pulled Ødegaard down in the area. And then against Tottenham as well, he was favouring. He's an idiot referee, and he was on VAR.
It's not. Listen, it's really tight. We got away. We did also get a tight one going our way with Ben White earlier. It was onside, like as they said. Listen, I know it feels harsh when it's just like tiny bits off, but I mean, what are you going to do? It's with VAR. It swings and roundabouts, and it just kind of is what it is. It's not something I try and like waste my breath on around it.
Was this call harsh though, Khalid, or do you feel like it's?
Well, you only say it's harsh because it's very close, but if it's offside, it's offside. It's just because it's so tight. I mean, because from like where we're looking at it, it's like almost like you can't see it. So it feels harsh because it's tight, but it doesn't make it wrong, I guess.
Wasn't there a new rule that was implemented if like doesn't the attacker get the benefit of the doubt if it's like this, or is that something that they're planning to bring in?
I'm not even sure.
I think they're still going by if it's off.
Yes.
Which is fair enough. To be fair, this has been consistent. This is the one thing I will say about offsides. We've seen Sterling at Man City get a few calls like that close. So as long as they're consistent with it and You know, it's always going to be perspective, isn't it? Because that is, some people said that's onside, some people say that's offside. It's just a matter of how you look at it. But I'm guessing they've got a tool in place to kind of do what they do. But that's just that. To be fair, like when they were zooming in this day and age, I'm like, how pixelated is this?
I hear that.
No, but I'm also getting this from a like third party. So if you're looking at this picture and saying it's pixelated, but on TV,
no, on TV it was pixelated. I've got the 4K like upgrade thing, and it was still pixelated. I was like, this is fucking stupid.
It was pixelated on TV. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Just before we move on to Gabriel Jesus, I also just wanted to look back at Saliba's strike. What a goal that was.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's a striker's finish.
Left foot. He's not left-footed.
Yeah, he's 2-footed, isn't he?
I'm impressed. I'm kind of speechless. Look at Colleen. She's like, what? Anyways.
I was like Zinchenko when I saw it. I literally was like, I couldn't even believe what I saw. I was like, what? I just literally dropped. What a goal. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I thought it was like a Jesus or someone who finished that because it was that good. I was like, okay, this has got to be someone who's got a quality strike on them. That's fucking phenomenal.
Okay, and then the final picture, I'm just gonna pull out Jesus because this is I think he was the man of the match for majority of people. I think he was the main man for me. And when it comes down to it, if we don't have Gabriel Jesus, guys, we don't score those first two opening goals that quickly. If we don't have Gabriel Jesus, we don't have the link-up play that we have in our team. If we don't have Gabriel Jesus, we are not as confident as a team going into these games, scoring all these goals. I'm just so happy that he's at Arsenal and he's an Arsenal player. Like, what do you guys think about his performance today? And even though he didn't get on the goal sheet, he was integral to all the goals.
I think it kind of goes back to what I was alluding to with Saka, that, and this is even more so with Jesus, that you don't have to score an assist to be influential. Like, he is just, and even though he could have had a goal and whatnot, like, and he will, and it's almost like every other game, he'll at least get a goal or assist, which helps the narrative of this. But it's his mentality, it's the way he gets around the pitch, it's his interlink play, it's how fluid he can be. It's just, he's a breath of fresh air. And if that's what he's like when he's not scoring, then we have nothing to worry about. What we have to worry about, actually, is when he's not on the pitch. We just have to wrap him in cotton wool, make sure that we don't lose him, because unfortunately, I mean, I know I'm sure I'm not really a big fan of Nketiah, but listen, I'm not going to knock the kid, he's playing for us, but there is a quality gap. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen across the other teams as well, but just because of how influential to our attack Jesus has been so far, he's starting to become, irreplaceable in that sense. But we'll see.
I hear that. I definitely know that he's irreplaceable at this moment in time. Gunnar Souls, what are we giving him as a rating? Because Colleen walked around the question.
It's really tough.
Remember, we gave Ødegaard a 9. We gave Saliba a 9. So are we gonna give him the same rating as?
No, he's got to get a 9.5. Do you know what this reminds me of, right? And look, I'm not saying the quality is the same, but it reminds me of when I watch Lionel Messi play football, in a sense of he doesn't need, like, Messi gets outrageous ratings, deservingly, by the way. I'm not saying like he didn't deserve those like match ratings, but he'd get like an 8 and 9s, and all he would have done is just facilitate football, and he'd be like the pre-assister. And he would still end up in like 8 9s. And that's what I'm starting to see. This guy is just so good that it doesn't matter what other people are doing, but you're seeing things happen on the pitch. Like, he's dribbling, taking on players. He's the reason we're scoring goals, not, the opposite way. He doesn't have to get the assist. He doesn't have to get the goal, but we're crediting everything to him. Like, Ødegaard's the one with 2 goals. But
just want to be clear. Could you reiterate that again? You're comparing him to Messi in the impact that he's having in the game when he's not scoring, correct?
Correct. Yeah. But in a sense of, like, I'll break it down. So I'm a massive, like, so I watch Barcelona. I've watched them for about just as long as I've watched Arsenal. And I've watched Messi play football. There's games where he doesn't score and he doesn't assist. But because he's on the pitch and every time he gets the ball, what he can do and open up defenses means you start doing what you're doing, and the other players start getting brought into the game. Like in today's game, for example, for the for the goal where he dribbled in very early on. He made that dribble happen, and yeah, he didn't get the assist or the goal in that terms. He didn't get the stat credit, but what he did get is the credit from people who actually watch the game. He's a player who just causes havoc, but also players like defenders are drawn to him, so it means other players have a bit more time to do what they want to do. And he's in a way, it's a high level facilitator.
I'm not criticizing you. I just want to know. So you felt like Messi was on the pitch today versus Bournemouth?
Not quality, but impact, yes.
Wow, interesting. I like that. Colleen, what do you think?
I think what's saying, like, it's the impact that he has is Messi-like, and no one's saying that he's Messi, but I get what you're saying, especially that dribble for the goal. That's like Messi-esque in that sense, where he doesn't get the assist, doesn't get the goal, but that goal never happens without him on the pitch. You could have any other Arsenal squad player there; they don't even attempt to make that dribble, and that's a different in kind of like class that we're looking at with Jesus. So. Like, I get it. I get exactly what he's saying, because a lot of the way we played in the first 3 games, a lot of those goals don't happen without Jesus' impact, or the way he moves across, the way he dribbles. So I get what you're saying.
Okay, cool. People in the comment section might start going crazy, but Jesus is world class already.
I think he's got the potential to be a world-class player. I think it's just because we've not seen a lot of him since he's been in England, because of the nature of his role at Man City. He may well be, but no one's seen enough of him over a consistent period of time to be like, he definitely is. But he's got all the minerals. He's got them. If he's consistent with the way he's playing now, he's got all the minerals to be.
Fair enough. So just before we wrap up, the final thing, everyone's talking about it. Potential title challenge. I don't really care about that. I'm gonna ask you guys a different thing. Our next 5 games, all winnable games. Once again, all winnable games. Do you feel like we could find ourselves in a situation where we could beat Fulham, we could beat Aston Villa, we could beat United, we could beat Everton, and we could beat Brentford, all before the North London derby? Because every single one of those games should be 3 points. And I'm just going to show you guys. I know it's cheeky putting United in there, but they're terrible. So we already know they're going to be an easy game, especially even away from home. I expect us to beat them. But yeah, what do you think about these games?
Yeah, I think they're winnable. I think they're all winnable. I'm glad we have Everton at home. I hate Goodison Park, but I mean, I don't know about how you lads feel, but especially the way we're playing, with United still United, they still somehow raise the floor when they're crap against us. Like last season, we should have beaten them at Old Trafford, and we didn't. And I think that was mainly down to individual mistakes, to be honest with you. But listen, the way we're playing, the confidence is high. Why should we not be winning each and every one of those games? Why not?
100%. And just before we go to that, we forgot to rate Arteta. I'm giving Arteta a 10 out of 10. I'm giving him a 10 out of 10. No question about it. 10 out of 10. And you want to know why I'm giving him a 10 out of 10? Let me show you. There's this thing right here that I tweeted out at a point in the game. We had Bournemouth looking like a League 3 side, dominating them. Shots, possession, shots on target, touches in the box. And the end result, if you guys look at the end result, what the actual end result was, you look at the stats for the end of the game, it was literally mimicking that at times. We absolutely dominated them pillar to post. And this was a game where we actually took our chances, where before we would have depended on that VAR decision to go our way to win the game. So 10
yeah,
out of 10.
I agree, because we had similar statistics to Man City playing them, and Man City played them at home and we played them away. I'm not saying that that's a big indicator, but when I was watching that game, I felt like a City fan. I was comfortable. I was like, yeah, we're gonna steamroll them.
Yeah. Bro, guys, 9 points out of our first 3 games, 9 goals out of our first 3 games, 2 goals conceded, 2 clean sheets. Like, we are playing the best football in the country right now. Like, no debate. So, like, Arteta's got to get a 10. Colleen, do you have anything against Arteta getting a 10?
Listen, no, no. I was going to try and come up with something, but I don't have anything to say. It was.
Is there any negatives?
Pardon?
Is there any negatives?
I mean, listen, overall with Arsenal, there's always things that we need to improve on because, you know, it is only Bournemouth. But like I said, you can only beat who's in front of you. You know, as long as we keep progressing and keep improving. And like, I kind of want us to, I don't know how you guys feel, but I want us to take the same mentality that we take with Saliba, but to the whole Arsenal squad where we will lose a game at some point. We will draw at some point. As long as that's not steep, goes into like a effect and it's just a blip or something like that, or where we lose and it's just like, okay, similar to how we lost with Man City, we should never have lost that. You can take that. If we lose or draw a game, I want it to be in a case where it's not because we were really bad. Maybe we just got outclassed. Maybe it just didn't go away. Something like that. I don't want us getting rolled over or where the team just doesn't care and doesn't perform. That's the kind of level that I think that's what Arteta wants. Of course he does. But that's what I want to see from Arsenal. And when we lose, okay, let's pick ourselves back up and go again. As long as no one, like I said, no one ever wants to lose. But if we lose in the right way, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I heard that. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. When you win a game like this, there's not much to talk about. We're used to being ranting and raving and being upset after games. Nowadays, we're just sitting back, relaxing. I love it. And long may it continue. M saying, where's the link? Oh, bro, I'm sorry. I didn't put the link out there at all. M, if you want to jump in, just jump in quickly. But yeah, Colleen, Gunnar Souls, honestly, if you guys want to go, I really do appreciate you guys jumping on, and hopefully I can catch you guys on the flip side when I get back on Wednesday. We will be on the terrace for that show, right? But yeah.
Oh yeah. Enjoy the rest of your trip, and we can go to bed. Well, we can go watch the fight happy.
100%. What time's the fight? The UFC fight
should be in about an hour, I guess. Oh,
UFC. Usyk. Yeah, that's in about an hour. The UFC event I know starts at 1. So I'm guessing the main event for us will be about 4 o'clock.
100%. Yo, M, if you want to jump on quickly. I'm just gonna be wrapping it up in like about 5 minutes. Colleen, Gunnar Souls, if you want to jump off, you can jump off. It's all cool. You guys have yourselves a great day, okay?
Colleen's just rating right backs nowadays, you know. That's all we're talking about in the Arsenal show right now, you know. Like, swear now, she's gonna. You know what's gonna happen on the next show? She's gonna say that she's developed a crush on Ben White.
You know what? She was on to Ramsdale. Now she's starting to like him again. You never know, Colleen.
Honestly,
I need to ask you, what the hell happened with that clip? I don't even know. I don't want to go there. On the terrace, you see that clip that Terry put out? You were talking football, and then the guy just sent in the super chat saying, "Colleen."
First game of the season, I remember that one.
Yes, I remember.
You're playing along with it, and then people are calling you gold digger.
Yeah, he's probably 12, so probably.
Yo, M, what are you saying?
Yo, big up the panel.
He's very much like back in the team right now.
Yeah, very good result today. I'm very happy. 3-0, unbelievable performance. I think we were quality from minute 1 to 9. It was a full 90-minute performance. I think we were very good. Saliba with a wonderful goal. I think Jesus, wow, like this guy's brought something different to this Arsenal team and has definitely changed our attack. I think Xhaka was very good today. I think there was one time where he gave the ball away when he tried to drop deep into Partey's role, and that's why he's further up the pitch, because I don't think he can do that role very well. But I think that midfield needs to stay fit if we want to get top 4. Xhaka, Partey, because I don't think we'll get Tielemans. So hopefully they stay fit, and if this team can stay fit, we will do very well this season.
Sky's the limit. Love to hear it. Even the biggest Arteta haters are turning around. I love it. Anyways, people, we're out of here. You guys have yourselves a good one. Peace.